What are we doing, everybody? Anyways, this is going to be another off the top of my head video, but I thought I might discuss something that I come to the conclusion with for myself. And that is, I am very comfortable and content being alone. Okay? I've come to realize at this point in my life that a lot of people in general, as far as friends, family, relationships, for me, I really don't need it in my life anymore. And one of the main reasons why I come to realize this is because I come to realize this about myself when it comes to other people in general. Although there are very few people that I still hold on to as friends and I can relate to on a personal level, in general, I've come to a point in which I don't need friends and I don't need to be in a relationship, because I come to realize that I am happiest and most content when I am alone. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I don't really need the company of other people. I don't need the approval of other people. I don't need other people in order to make me feel happy. I can make myself happy, And although I've tried talking with women, I've tried going out with women and whatever, and just seeing how it is on out there, I kind of realize this, is that although I would consider myself to be a good guy who's a catch and who's moving forward with his life and getting things together, I've come to this conclusion that a lot of women in general, especially nowadays, they're just a waste of time. And a lot of people in general, I don't fuck with and I don't hang out with, because a lot of people in general for me are just a waste of time. Being someone who is a lone wolf is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that you're cut different and you don't subscribe to follow the crowd and just choose to go along with other people in order to be accepted. See, and that is something that I have never been really like. Although I tried making friends in the past and associate with groups of people just so I can go ahead and try to fit in, try to be accepted, it never was a fit for me to go along with the crowd and to do what everyone else is doing. This is one of the things I observed about other people throughout my life, is that a lot of people fake who they are in order to fit in. A lot of people lie about who they are in order to be liked by other people. And they build that a lot on their personal relationships and their marriages and their relationships with boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and who they associate with as friends. And it's just, I have a hard time relating to other people because of that. Because I consider myself to be a very real and raw person. One of my co-workers, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a really cool guy that I've been working with for the past, ever since last December, my job at Bristol Farms. He's one of the assistant managers at the place. And he's really taken a liking to me on a personal level because we've gone through similar stuff and struggles in life. And he said, I knew from the start that you're a real person and you're someone special, And he said, whatever you want, whatever you need help with, you just let me know. You got my number and I got your back. And I said, that's cool, man. I appreciate it. But one of the things I come to realize is that it's very hard to find real people. It's very hard to find real people who have their own identity and their own sense of who they are in life. As I said before, a lot of people in general are like sheep. They're followers. They choose to go along with the crowd and follow what everyone else is doing so that they can become a part of the herd. And I think the reason why is because most people in general are just not capable of thinking for themselves and creating their own sense of path and purpose and identity. And for me, is that I've never fitted in. I've never fit into anything. I don't subscribe to any religion. I don't subscribe to any political ideology or whatever. I had never fit into anything. I've always had my own mind, my own way of looking at things, my own way of carrying myself and whatever. And it's just, for me, as someone who has chosen to be real and be who they truly want to be, it is very difficult relating to other people because of that. And that is why, for the most part, I just keep to myself. It is, sometimes it can be, how can I put it? It can be a bit disheartening being someone who, again, consider themselves to be a lone wolf and you march the beat of your own drum. But the thing is that I come to realize that when you are a person who's cutting edge, when you're a person who chooses not to be a follower but chooses to be a leader in your own life, is that you are more so on the path for reaching your full potential in life. Just as, like, I remember this one philosopher named Lao Tzu said, who was the founder of Taoism, when you live your life for other people's attention and approval, you become their slave. So I'm not choosing to be anyone's slave. I'm not choosing to let other people's opinions define who I am. I'm not choosing to let society define who I am. I define myself based on my own standards or whatever. And it just seems as though people just don't have that much of the strength and confidence in themselves to go ahead and be different. Everyone wants to be like everybody else. Everyone wants to be average and ordinary. But for me, I don't want to be like anybody except for me. And I don't want to be average and ordinary. I want to be unique and extraordinary. Like, here's an example I see every day. Most people that I see working on the job where I'm at, they're not doing it because they're wanting to, like, for me, example, I work in my jobs not because I want to go ahead and make money and just make enough to pay my bills, have a little money left over. I'm working in jobs strategically so that I can understand more the ins and outs of the food service and restaurant industry. I've worked in several restaurants. I've worked at a country club. I'm even going ahead and getting a job as a cook at a country club pretty soon, which I'm starting tomorrow. And my job now is working as a clerk at the meat and seafood department at a high-end grocery store called Bristol Farms. That may not necessarily apply to what I want to do as far as cooking, but it's beneficial to know about your different cuts of meat, choice, prime, and dry aged, different types of steaks, different meats like veal or lamb and pork and chicken, whatever, and how to cut different parts of the chicken, what have you. And you watch and observe the guys and what they're doing, and you apply that to your culinary skills. So strategically, jobs for me is training. It's paid training so that you can go ahead and have the knowledge you need in order to open up your own business. But most people in general, from what I see, they work in jobs that they're somewhat good at and they don't really even like, but it's just enough for them to pay for their bills, to pay for their kids to go to school, and then maybe have a little bit of money left over to enjoy themselves on the weekend, take a 2-week vacation once a year, you work until you retire, and then you die. That's not the plan for me. Well, my main plan is to work hard for a number of years, like the next 10 years or so, and then have money put aside in savings and investments, and also being able to go ahead and use my leftover money to enjoy my interests and my hobbies and traveling the world, seeing the world and what else is out there. But everyone wants to fit into the paradigm. Everyone wants to follow the matrix. And it just comes to a point in which I just feel as though every day when I walk outside and I go into the world, I'm like a lone wolf who walks amongst the sheep. I'm like Neo in the Matrix, and everyone else is just a part of the Matrix. And it's there. I know, and I'm saying this right now because I know there's a lot of other guys who are watching this who probably think the same way. But just understand this, man, is that what would you rather be? Would you rather be a lone wolf that has his own mind and his own sense of direction in life? Or do you want to follow all the mindless, directionless sheep? That's for the most part I see every day. This world, in my opinion, is like the jungle. And we are all animals that are doing what we can in order to make it and survive and possibly thrive in the jungle. And all the animals in the jungle have their certain roles and certain parts within it. But for the most part, what I see, the vast majority of people in this world, as far as who they are as animals, they're like sheep. As I said before, sheep are animals that are followers. They don't have their own sense of thinking, and they just choose to go along with whatever direction the rest of the herd of the sheep goes for. But for me, as I said before, I consider myself a lone wolf, or better yet, I consider myself to be my favorite animal, which has on my colors right now. I'm wearing red, black, and white, which is the tiger. The tiger is an animal that's a lone apex predator. It doesn't follow anyone else's rules except for its own. It can do fine in the jungle all by itself, and it doesn't answer to no one except for itself. That's the kind of animal that I want to be. So it's just, I don't fuck with people. I don't relate to most people in general, because most people in general are like sheep to me. And I'm not interested in following the sheep. I only want to fuck with the other lions and the tigers, the jaguars, the gorillas. Those are the animals that I want to fuck with. But most people in general, I just don't fuck with them. I don't vibe with most people in general. Like I said before, I get bored. Our society is filled with a lot of sheep, just mindless, directionless, and spineless sheep. And that's why for me, whenever I go out, whenever I do anything, I go to work, I talk with my coworkers, I relate to them, I'm acquainted with them. I'm a good worker, and I do the best of what I do. But other than that, when I get off of work, I don't fuck with people. I don't hang out with nobody. The only person I hang out with the most is myself. I go out and eat alone. I go to movies alone. I go on trips alone. I just don't fuck with people. Because most people in general are just not worth my time. Call me judgmental, call me whatever you want. But that's just what I come to realize about myself. Whenever I trying to fit into a group, or what a lot of people in general, it's like I just don't vibe with it. I get bored with it. That's why for me, as I said before, I don't really need other people to make me happy. I don't need to fit into anything. I can make myself happy. I love myself. I know myself and who I am and where I'm going with my life. I'm achieving and following through on my goals and dreams. And that's another thing. Family and friends can hold you back in life. I've come to realize that personally. That's why I've had to cut off certain people in my family, well, to a certain extent, because I do not want the chaos and the confusion and the bullshit and the drama of your life to come on in and fuck up mine. Okay? I don't need that. Just because you don't have your shit together doesn't mean that you can bring your shit into my life and fuck my shit up. It gets back to, as I repeat this being said before, Dan Pena is this guy who's a multi-millionaire who coaches millionaires and billionaires all around the world. Check out his stuff on YouTube if you want to become more successful in life and be a real hard ass and asshole, but be dominating in your life. And one of the things that he said that really struck a chord with me is this. As he said, you don't need friends because friends are problems and eagles fly alone. Most people are like chickens, but I would rather be an eagle. Most people are like sheep, but I'd rather be a tiger. You know? That's just what I realize. You know? I don't need the company of others. I don't need other people to make me happy. You know? Just like Zero and Trey the Truth said in one of their songs, no help. I don't need no help, my nigga. I can do bad on my own. And I don't need no company, little mama. Stop ringing my cellular phone. When I be down and out, nobody wanna come and kick it. I'm a nobody until I can shine. So when my money is gone, don't even bother to visit. Leave me lonely like you did last time. And that's just how I feel about friends. That's how I feel about relationships now. The main thing is me. The best and most important relationship that I can develop in my life is me. Okay? And I notice that when I'm more invested into myself and focus on me and not worrying about other people and get involved in their lives, I get looked at more. I get noticed more. They say, "Oh, James, look at this dude. He's doing a great job. He's reading all these books. He's focused. He's doing his thing." And I get respect for that. No, but I don't mess around with most people in general because I realize most people in general in life, they're not going anywhere. And that's just the way it is. Not everyone is destined to win because they let other people distract them from winning. And I don't want to be distracted by other people from winning. I'd rather hang out with the winners. But there ain't very many winners in life. Because like out in the jungle with animals, not all animals are going to make it. A lot of animals are not going to last in the jungle. A lot of people in general are not going to last and make it in the jungle. But I want to make it. But if I'm more likely to make it, I got to remove all the static and the distraction around me. So that I'm more focused and direct in what I want to do. So let this be a lesson for you people. Keep your circle small. And only mess with those who really believe in you and support you and who challenge you. Not bore you or don't bring nothing to the table. Alright? That's how you want to live your life and that's who you want to associate with. And if you consider yourself to be your own best friend at this point, like myself, then so be it. Understand that in this world, in the jungle, you're on your own. You gotta figure out what you're gonna have to do to make it. A lot of times you're just gonna be alone in life. But that's what's gonna help you develop more strength within yourself and belief in yourself to keep moving forward. And that's what matters. Once you keep pursuing where you want to go and what you want to do, then you're more likely to associate the right kind of people. Even if it's just one person, that one person is all that matters. As I said in my first video, I remember this one quote from a book I read, is that one real friend will know more about you for the first minute meeting you than your acquaintances will know within 1,000 years. Have I found that real friend yet? A real group of friends? Not really. Friends, they come and go in life. But I consider myself to be my own best friend. I'm happy with who I am and I love who I am. That's all that matters. And I know where I'm going. As far as what happens with everyone else, that's not my business. The world's like a jungle. Not all animals are going to make it in the jungle. But for me, I'm sure I'm going to make it. And I just got to keep moving forward regardless of what happens to other people. And you should have the same mentality too. Anyways, just a thought for the night. Don't be discouraged for being someone who has his own mind and who's a loner. That means you're destined more so for great things as long as you keep staying true to yourself and stay on your path for whatever you do. Anyways, till next time, this is Dre's Journey. Sign off. Tomorrow's another big day. I got a new job, cooking, high-end country club. I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm going to keep pursuing what I want to do. And you all should do the same thing. Peace out, and good night.